hit the record button real fast. All right, guys. For those that are here early, they get all the goods. What's new?
I'll share, Bill.
All right.
Well, like you said yesterday, you don't only share all good news, share bad news too. So the new construction deal, my clients pulled out because they're indecisive and don't know what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I am back working with them again. I got a house to show them this morning at 9:30, and I actually might fire a client.
All right.
If yeah,
Go
depending on how the weekend go, but we'll see. But in good news, I picked up a listing and a buyer at the same time that I'm showing today, and we're gonna talk about putting that house for coming soon next week. So
they're already ready to list?
yep, they are. They just got pre-approved and everything. So and they're ready to list.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. And my client that I'm working with now, that I put an offer in for, she gave me a referral this morning for one of her coworkers that I gave the tip treats to. So she was like, she really liked that and want you to, connect with her. So
wait, you sent tips treats to that woman who sent you a referral, and now she sent you another referral?
Well, no, I sent tip treats to her because she's my client that I just put an offer in for, and I sent it to her job. So her coworker saw it.
And her coworker sent you a referral?
No, my client sent me a referral, which is her coworker.
Oh, got it. Yes. All right. Well, you got to reward her again now.
Yes.
Okay. Got to send her the chocolate chip cookies instead of the red one. Okay. She's going to go through the whole list. All right, I'm trying to see if I can get on to Zoom on my computer. That way I can show you guys a video. But who else has a question or a topic they'd like to share? I think it's going to happen here in a second. Okay, Brian, you got yourself what is that? Your third listing in like 2 months, and you're already under contract again?
Yeah. Took us a little over a day, and the seller, this is the second listing that I've worked with them, and the seller actually has referred me to his next door neighbor, which was my second listing, and then he's referring me out to another mutual acquaintance that we both know, and he's going to be looking to buy and sell here in the next month or so as well.
Man, he's going to get a hell of a Tiff's Treats box today, isn't he?
I'm going to buy him a big ass steak is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I think that's warranted, right? It's like, hey, I don't know if you understand how awesome this is and how much I appreciate what you're doing here. It means the absolute world to me, right? Yep. Don't be afraid to let them know how grateful.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I have definitely. So even taking the chance with me, to list their house as well. But yeah, I've definitely let them know how much I appreciate them.
All right, I think I am ready for this. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. Congratulations, man. That is so awesome. I'm super proud of you, sir.
Yeah,
super proud of you.
And the offer, it matches and checks every single box that really we wanted, and I thought was going to be a pipe dream to get everything that we wanted, but we literally did. And I mean, after a day on the market, I mean, that's fantastic. So
yeah,
super.
I mean, here's the thing is, you sent me that offer, right?
Yep.
Okay. I apologize for the technical difficulties this morning. I think we are ready to go. My picture should be popping up any second. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Yep, sure can.
Okay. You sent me that offer last night, right? So,
Yep.
or yesterday. Let me explain something for everyone's benefit really fast. The guy that's going to buy this listing of Brian's is basically like a representative of a big company that buys a ton of property. Did he not say in that message, hey, I own a couple of pieces of property in that neighborhood and I'd like to buy this particular listing?
Yep.
Do you think it's fair to say that if you were to get another listing in that neighborhood, you'd probably buy that one too?
I'm starting to write my letters right now.
Yes.
I was actually talking with one of the other, she's a big agent in the office. It's Heather Hare. And she sent me a picture of one of the letters that she's writing, getting ready to send out this morning. And that's kind of carbon copying what she has, but yeah, I'm writing letters, and those are going to go out in the mail probably today.
Man. Okay. You got to follow that up with some door knocking, right?
Yep.
And do your best to follow it up with your phone calls, because this is a neighborhood that basically the second you find a listing, it's going to go under contract. And these are $300,000 houses, right? So every time you find yourself a seller, you're pretty much going to have a slam dunk $10,000.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the lower end homes in that neighborhood as well.
There you go. There you go. So if I were to tell you, hey, all you got to go do is find a listing, and if it's in that neighborhood, I already have a buyer for you.
Yep.
That's a pretty good opening line, right?
Yep.
All right. How many more listings do you think we can sell in that neighborhood this year?
I'm hoping to get 2 more before summer starts.
Okay. Candace, I'm going to use my, Candace has been sitting in on our coaching, or on my MAPS coaching calls lately. And so she, of course, asked me for a goal yesterday. And I said 3. And she goes, 3 is wimpy. Try again.
Yeah, and you know what? Candace
Brian,
is
2 is
completely
wimpy.
right.
Try again.
Yeah, and I don't know if I made a media post yesterday, and I was like, it was kind of weird that I actually exceeded my expectations, which is rare, but it's probably because I wasn't pushing myself enough and believing in myself enough. And yeah, but there, you gotta also remember there's probably 30 homes in this neighborhood max. So percentage wise, 3 or 4 is a good.
3 to 4 of them should move this year, and you've already closed, you're about to close one of them. So 2 more minimum.
Yep.
Minimum.
Yep.
And
And this is,
then I'd call that, I'd reach out to that other agent and say, hey, just out of curiosity, is there any other neighborhoods this family or this investor wants to buy in?
yeah, I looked them up, and they own like 40,000 homes for their portfolio. So
yeah, that'll start making you switch around the way you think, huh?
exactly. Yep.
There are actually entities that own 40,000 homes out there, you guys.
Yeah.
What if you knew the person that was making those decisions? You'd be running this business from Tahiti.
Yeah.
Right? You'd be able to pay a hell of a salary to a showing agent, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome job, Brian. I mean, a lot of us that have been in the business for a while can attest. Sometimes, like, I literally can, there is one person in my database, a good friend of my wife and I's, who, if I were to list every person in my database, I would venture to say that a third of my database has come directly from her. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of people, right? Has come from her or a property that I was working with her on that was a signed call or referral or something from one of those people. Like, it can, a third of my database, a third of my income over the last 15, 16 years is probably coming from that relationship.
Yeah.
She could be like, hey, I'm stuck on the side of the road in Utah. Come get me. I'll be like, I'm on my way. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Can I say something, Phil?
Yeah.
Brian, congrats.
Thank you, Ebony.
Like,
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy. Like, and I saw it on Facebook yesterday, and I just see your growth and everything that you're doing. I promise you, I'm the biggest cheerleader for us. I love when I see somebody winning, and you are doing your thing. Your growth is amazing. I can't see where you're going to be a year from now. So keep doing it, and I love your personality too. So,
Thank you. Thank
you're
you. I'm
welcome.
going to be in a nice house for my daughter and I. That's what my motivation is and my one thing. So, and
And you're
you know
doing
that.
it. You're
You know
doing it.
that.
And your daughter's
We've been
beautiful.
seeing each
She's
other
so
for
cute.
almost a year now.
I know.
Man, every morning you guys make me feel so proud. I thank you for sharing that, Ebony. And that's true. Brian and Ebony have been with us probably two of the longest people in the group so far. And their efforts are starting to show, are they not? Right? You got to have a little faith. You got to just come to work every day and do this stuff. And eventually the seeds will grow, right? All right, I just want to give you a two or three quick housekeeping things, and then we're going to move into the rest of the meet today. I wonder what's going on. Is there something going on? Why are so few people here today? Okay. Do not forget, please, that the launch mastermind will be with Candace from 1 to 2 today in her Zoom room. Remember, the Zoom room link for her is in both of the WhatsApp groups at the top. And I would also recommend bookmarking both mine and Candace's Zoom rooms so you can get there pretty quickly, okay? So that's today from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I posted, I don't usually do this stuff, but like, I've told you that I oftentimes will go back and listen to myself teach, to see, everything, how I'm speaking, how quick I'm speaking, how fast, I'm just reanalyzing my performance, right? So about a year ago, I was asked to give a speech on, or do an interview, so to speak, on profit share with a owner out of Cincinnati. And it was posted yesterday on the Profit Share Mastermind. And I went back and listened to it, and I think I was in pretty good form that day. So there is a little bit of information about profit share, but it has pretty much every concept that I talked about with respect to profit share is applicable in your sales business. And I would highly recommend that you invest about 50 or so minutes watching that video. I spoke in very kind of calm, straightforward way. And I hope a lot of those ideas can resonate with you guys. Let's see. By the way, profit share has, Kelly now knows how much profit share you earned. So if you go on to Kelly and you type the words profit share, it will tell you, it drops on the 21st of the month, but it often in the bank, but it often tells you a couple days early what you got. So if you go onto that mastermind and you're not a member, please join. It's on Facebook. It's called Profit Share Mastermind -KW. And you'll go in there, and if you join today, you'll see all kinds of people talking about the income that they made from profit share. It's pretty inspiring, okay? All right, let me share my screen and we'll watch this quick video, and I want to go through some scripts with you guys.
Today, boys and girls, we're going to take a few minutes and draw on the pieces of paper in front of you something or someone you are grateful for. Taking the time for gratitude is so important for our peace of mind and our happiness. And it's a great way to remind ourselves how lucky we are for what we have and who we have in our lives. Afterwards, we're going to share what we've drawn with the rest of the class. Let's begin. Wonderful, class. Now, who would like to come up first and share what you're grateful for? Me. Yes, Sarah, come on up.
I'm thankful for trees because they give me oxygen.
That's wonderful, Sarah. Thank you so much. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Jason, come on up.
I grew my parents because without them I wouldn't even be here. And also they help with my homework and I love them. Chocolate! I'm grateful for chocolate.
Okay, Rebecca. Thank you. Simon, why don't you come up and share with the class what you're grateful for? Come on up, Simon. I'll be right up here with you. What are you grateful for, Simon? How would you like to play a game with your classmates to see who can guess whose hand you drew? Would you like that? All right, class. Can anyone guess whose hand Simon drew?
I think it's the hand of a policeman because they protect us and keep us safe. I think it's Simon's hand because he's grateful to have a hand. Is it the hand of God? It's your hand, Miss Sanders.
All right, any thoughts on that one? Have you ever found yourself kind of thinking about something you're grateful for that is, you know, not typically what would come into your mind? You're like, oh, I'm grateful for my house, right? But very rarely do you say I'm grateful for, you know, clean water or, you know, clothes or something like that. Do you guys take time to think about the little things? Anyone want to share?
Yeah, actually, if we have time, I'll tell a little story. A couple of years ago, I was in North Africa with my friend, and we were on the road about to get on to the interstate, and on the side of the road, there's always people that are selling stuff, and they'll sell like little breads or whatever. And we saw this. There was a young girl, and you could tell she was probably homeless and not very well off at all. And so we went ahead and just bought all of her bread and, you know, gave her any food that we had in our vehicle as well. And, you know, we just drove away in silence and discussed really what we were thankful for, like all of the opportunities that we have, you know, even being able to take a clean shower, you know, it's definitely some eye-opening things that you'll see.
There's a line in what I oftentimes read in the morning which says the things that I am, hang on, I'm going to butcher the delivery of it. Hang on, let me think about that for a second. All right, I'm going to look it up, but I appreciate you sharing that, Brian. That is okay. Man, I gotta hit the office up for a new computer. This thing is slow as hell. Hang on, guys, 2 seconds. It'll be worth it. Anyone else want to share anything about the video?
That whole video just made me smile the whole time, and my heart just swelled. And that's a state. It's not really important what you're grateful for. It's important that you're in the state of gratitude. It has unbelievable health benefits, and it also just feels doggone good.
Yeah. This line is, the things that I take for granted are the same things that other people are praying for.
Can I piggyback on Brian, what he said?
Please.
His story about Africa, firsthand knowledge. I'm from India, and that is a everyday living for everybody like that. A lot of people, and as your line you just said, when we came to the country, my dad came with $150 or $200 in his pocket, and that is it. And at that time, we all wanted things that we didn't have at that time. But I am thankful that eventually down the road, as of right now, we pretty much have whatever we wanted at that time.
Yep.
So a lot of hard work and persistence, and keep pushing it, grinding it out every day. It works on that part of it too.
Yep. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. It is sometimes we got to just take a pause real fast and look around and be like, oh my gosh, like look at where I am. Like how fortunate am I, right? Like our bad days would be somebody else's like dreams come true, you know? All right, let's talk about some scripts. I want to draw your attention to another script book, which in my opinion is probably one of the most organized and well kind of easy to figure out script books that I've ever seen. Okay. And I'm going to, it's been in the Google Drive forever, but I'm going to download it and add it back to the WhatsApp here in just a second. And I want to walk you through some of my favorite scripts from that script book. But my advice is truly to read every single word of the script book multiple times, okay? And highlight the ones that you believe you want to make a habit of saying or of knowing, okay? There's some phenomenal material in here, and the listing presentation itself is amazing. It's really, really well written and well organized, okay? So I want to, I'm just going to kind of read a handful of them out right now, and then I'm going to spend a minute going through the listing presentation as well, okay? But it has it broken down into different, it looks like this, by the way, and it is now in the announcements page of WhatsApp, okay? So it has it broken down into for sale by owner, lead generation and database, expired listings, vendors and allied resources, open houses, door knocking, networking and community events, different variations of handwritten notes, a whole system for the listing presentation, dealing with seller objections, pricing the home, pricing objections from the seller, getting the home ready and there's objections, working with buyers and buyer agency objections, showing homes using market stats, making and receiving offers, and negotiations. So if you've ever wondered, hey, I got this, I don't know what to say, the answer is almost certainly right here, okay? So some of the ones that I think are particularly important are as follows, okay? How can I help you? How can I help you? Okay. Another one, when you're chatting with people in your database or past clients or allied partners. This is on page number 6. My goal is to help blank number of families this year. So 12 families this year. Upgrade their lifestyle. And I know I cannot do it alone without the help of my friends, family, and partners. It sure would mean a lot to me if you could connect me with anyone that you know who is looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate, right? You know, you could also use the phrase like, you know, a huge favor. If you could do me a favor, people like to do people favors, right? My goal is to help X number of people, right? This is a question that you could ask when you are either at the appointment yourself or when you're walking around the house trying to build rapport, right? What is the one thing that has to happen for your experience to be a 10? And what about that is important? Okay. Super simple, super straight to the point. They probably have not been asked that question. I got to tell you, honestly, they've probably never even been asked the variation of that question by their spouse, right? What's the number one, what is the most important thing I can do such that by doing it, I'll be the best husband I could possibly be? They've probably never even been asked that question. Okay. Which is a whole different
pass out if they did get asked that question.
Yeah, or they'd be like, hey, let's rush you to the hospital. Something's going on in your brain right now. Right? Yeah, you ask that question during a meeting with a husband and wife, and next thing you know, the wife will be like, hey, Brian asked me that question. You never asked me that question.
Well, then you have to disclose that it's going to be a divorce sale.
Yeah. Let's hope not, right? Okay, building rapport, right? I love this question. What have you enjoyed the most about living in Smyrna? Right? You're trying to get you want to know what they enjoyed about it so you could potentially share that with others, right? Here's a line about why using the right agent matters. If I were to show you a way that by hiring me, I could actually net you more money and save you time and stress, would it be worth us getting together for 20 minutes? I mean, that's pretty powerful, right? Would you be willing to memorize that line and say it whenever it's appropriate? Do you think that repeating that line would help you grow your business? Right? If they've had a negative relationship with a realtor in the past or a negative experience, right? I'm sorry to hear about that experience, right? Apologize. And just out of curiosity, by the way, that's a great line. Just out of curiosity, right? What would an agent have to do in order to exceed your expectations and earn your business? Right? Because I'll consider doing that, right? More often than not, they're going to make a request that's reasonable, and then you just do it, and you commit to doing it verbally in front of them, and they give you the opportunity. Where specifically? We love asking that question, right? What specifically or where specifically? Ask them to get detailed. Where specifically did the agent fail to meet your expectations? Right? And then because that sometimes, you know, one of the things that expired listing sellers do oftentimes is relist with the guy that was just unsuccessful. So in the back of their mind, they might be thinking about doing that again. Right? So where specifically did the previous agent fail to meet your expectations? You're putting into their mind that the other agent failed. Not only did they fail to sell the house, but they didn't even meet the expectations, right? Why do you think it didn't sell? Right? Then they say, well, yeah, I know. I've been supposed to cleaning out that back room and I never have gotten around to it. Or yeah, I was hoping to cheap out by not replacing the carpet, but it really does need to be replaced, right? Then they start admitting the things that they may be doing or not doing that stand in the way of the sale. You guys see how powerful these scripts are, right? If you're calling a vendor or an allied resource, right? What are your goals this year for your business? How can I add value to you and ensure you achieve your goals? Right? So if you're talking to a plumbing company or roofing company or a insurance agent, right? What are your goals for this year for your business, and how can I help? Think that's powerful? Do you think they're getting that question a lot? Not a chance, right? How can I best support your business in order to earn the opportunity for us to be strategic referral partners? Strategic referral partners. Man, you're going to get that guy's the head spinning. Oh my gosh, this guy wants to support my business? Oh my gosh, right? What is the biggest struggle you're having in your business right now? Right? Okay, I want you to look at page number 14 that says working with sellers. Okay, it's in here. You can also reference it a little bit later. Okay, I'm just gonna run through the flow of the meeting for 2 seconds, okay? So asking for the appointment. I'd love to learn more about your real estate goals and the time frame you're looking to sell. Does Monday at 2 or Thursday at 3 work better for you for me to swing by? Right, I can come by on this day. Which one works better, this day or this day? So a couple different ways to ask for the appointment. Pre-qualifying, right? How quickly do you want to sell? If you didn't sell, what would happen, right? So now you get to the door and you're in the listing appointment, right? So number one, remember how I've started off all of the live listing presentations and buyer presentations for that matter with a big piece of gratitude, right? Which is, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me in regards to getting your home sold, right? You could even add a line that's like, hey, I know there's a lot of real estate agents out there, and I do not take the fact that I'm here with you today lightly, right? I am incredibly honored for this opportunity, right? During our meeting today, we will get to learn more about one another, your real estate goals and timelines, the expectations each of us have if we end up working together, and then ultimately decide whether or not we'd be a good match to work together. Does that sound fair, right? You're setting the stage, you're taking control, you're laying out the goals for the session. Would it be unreasonable for you to read this about 4 million times until you get it memorized? Right? We know that the more listing appointments you go on, the more listings you take, right? And we also know that the more listings you take, the more listings you put under contract, right, Brian?
That's right.
All right, let's go get some listings. So if getting the listings is the name of the game, this is how you get the listings. So wouldn't it make more sense to learn this super clearly, right? After our meeting today, we should be able to make one of 3 decisions. The first would be that if you hire me to market and sell your home, or the first would be that you hire me to market and sell your home. The second is that you don't hire me to market and sell your home. And the third is that I may decide that I'm not the best real estate agent for the job. Is that a fair game plan for today? Okay, we move on to the needs analysis, right? Which is essentially a restatement of all your pre-qualification questions that you asked earlier, right? What's the reason you're looking to sell? Where will you be moving? What takes you there? What's your desired time frame? What is at risk if your time frame is not achieved? Ooh, that's a good one. What is at risk if your time frame is not achieved? Well, you know, my grandmother in California, she's really sick. She may actually die if we don't sell this home fast, and we may not get to spend those last couple months with her. Ooh, you think pricing is going to be important on that one? Right? What price did you have in mind to list your home? What would I have to do to deliver a 10+ experience according to your expectations? Right? I mean, you were just asking for the goods right there. I was telling a story yesterday to somebody, and I read this thing on Lab Coat Agents a while back, and this agent got a blank offer for her property, and it was just signed. And she called back, and she's like, "You guys signed this offer, but it's blank." And the buyer's agent was like, "Yeah, just fill it in, whatever you need. Just name all the terms. We'll buy it." Right? I mean, it's like it's like that in certain situations, right? It's like, I don't know what the hell's going to win, but you just tell me what it is, and that's what we'll do. Right? This is the house for us. Just fill it out. Right? So you're asking, hey, how do I serve you? And then you're serving them. It's not all that difficult. Right? What are the top 5 characteristics you're looking for in regards to hiring an agent? No one's asking that question, by the way. And what do people want? They want to be served in the way they want to be served. And therefore, if somebody takes the time to ask how they'd like to be served, then they stand out from the rest of the people they might be interviewing, right? Assuming we discuss everything that's important to you, are you prepared to list with me today? What is your preferred method of communication? How do I win with you? How do I lose with you? Right? I'd like to share a little bit more about what I do differently to get homes sold for the most amount of money in the shortest period of time with the least amount of hassle. Would that be okay if I share that? Right? I realize you have many options when selecting the right agent to sell your home. May I share with you what makes me unique? Right? That could be a lot of different things, by the way. That could be, hey, I'm in a coaching program. I've got a team of 80 agents that I work with daily to hone my craft and to learn more about how to best serve my people. I am passionate about supporting this particular charity, and so I make a donation with each closing to this particular charity. Right? Why does your organization exist? We've talked a little bit about that, right? You explain the home selling process. Here are the 3 factors that we know are going to impact whether your home sells, right? We know that 3 important factors that go into getting your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. They are price, condition, exposure. Now the best part is you're in control of 2 out of 3 of those. Which ones do you think they are? The top 3 factors in getting, by the way, you're in control, or the seller's in control of price and condition. Okay. The top 3 factors in getting your home sold are price, condition, exposure. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think your home ranks on each based on the conversation today? That's a good one, because if they don't say a 10, they're not going to get a 10 price, period. Right? Then you move on to the pricing conversation. Here's some sales, here's some actives, here's some pendings. What do you think about these? Right? And then you close, guys. Right. So are you ready to put me to work so I can get you to Chicago by December? Right? Are there questions that I have not answered that would prevent you? Are there any questions that I have not answered that would prevent you from listing with me today? Are you ready to have me start marketing your home and attract buyers? Now that I've answered all your questions, let's take the next step. Okay, and get this signed so we can get a sign in the yard. Begin scheduling showings. Do you have any other questions at this point, or are you ready to get started and put your home on the market with me? I'd love to represent you on the sale of your home. Are you ready to get started on the paperwork? Right? Here's another great one. Here's what happens next. Right? Here's what happens next. The buyers and the sellers have not transacted as many transactions as you soon will have. So they don't necessarily know what to expect next. Have you guys ever been on like a trust walk where like I'm walking you through and I'm like, okay, turn to the left, duck, okay, bend over, turn to the right. If you were blindfolded and I wasn't giving you those clues, you'd be scared, right? You'd be nervous. You're not sure where you're going. You don't know whether to take big steps or small steps. You see what I'm saying? So guide them a little bit. Hey, here's what's going to happen next. I got you. I'm watching this deadline. This is what I'm doing. I'm double checking this for you. I'm protecting you in this way. Here's what's happening next. Okay. One of my favorite scripts, as you guys know, is, wow, sounds like we should meet. That sounds so awesome. Sounds like we should meet, right? In conclusion, we know that 70% of home buyers and sellers meet or agree to work with the very first agent they meet with. So if you come to that appointment knowing specifically how to treat that person and how to serve that person, and you come equipped with all the powerful scripts to move that encounter forward, you're increasing the likelihood, which is already a pretty good likelihood, that you'll get the business. How committed are you to making this just second nature? You guys see how important scripts are? Any questions, thoughts, complaints, feedback?
I want to say something, Bill.
Okay, go ahead.
Yesterday, I got a text from a friend, and she said, "My mom wants to know if it's okay for me to give her your number." And I'm like, absolutely. I was so scared because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna call me. She wants me to list her house, and I'm not gonna know what to do, what to say. So I know, right. I know I have to practice scripts daily. Even though when I got the text, it wasn't that. I was upset, but if it had been that, I wouldn't have known what to say. So I have to practice the scripts.
Okay, so it's a two-part choice. Okay, the first part you figured out, which is you have an awareness that this is an important part of growing your business and building your confidence and serving those that are important to you, right? That's been determined. The second step is you got to find a time in your calendar to do it. And then you got to respect the fact that you put it in your calendar and actually execute on it. Okay.
Right.
It is that simple. It really is. It is that simple. Okay.
Yes.
When the real estate agents, they all hear the same stuff. The sellers and the buyers only have a few scripts, right? We don't want to pay your commission. We're interviewing other agents. We're going to relist with the old agent. What are you going to do to sell my home? All that crap, right? All you got to do is know what to say when all of them say that, right? Chantrell, ask me to lower my commission.
Can you lower your commission?
No. Next question.
I don't know. See, I wouldn't know what to say.
I just said it. Try it again. Let's do it again. Ask me to lower my commission.
Can you lower your commission, please?
No. Do you have any other questions before we move forward?
No.
All right, beautiful. Would you prefer to sign in blue or black? Here you go.
Just like that.
I mean, they're looking for a strong agent, are they not?
Yes. But me, I probably would say, of course, I mean.
Well, yeah. You would until you're practiced and confident.
Right.
Okay, so in one respect, let's just say you get paid 3%. In another respect, you get paid 2%. The average home is going to sell for $350. So that is somewhere around a little over $1,000 that you will earn every single time you say no. How much are you willing to practice to achieve that? Let me ask you a question. You think LeBron James is good at shooting a basketball?
Now he is, yes.
What do you mean by now he is? Yeah, okay. So you're speaking my speech, right?
Right.
Okay, so he's real good at playing basketball, right?
Right.
You still practice?
Yes.
Why? He's good.
You got to keep practicing.
Okay, gosh, Chantrell's teaching on Monday. Okay, guys, it doesn't matter how good you are. Okay, I've said these things a trillion times. But I forgot one a few minutes ago, right? Like you got to keep practicing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So let me ask you, if I followed you around doing whatever you're going to do today, is it going to be obvious that you are an intentional agent who understands the importance of practice, who understands the importance of scripts, who understands the importance of monitoring the market, and is absolutely committed to going and helping people with their real estate needs? Is that the type of person that I would see acting today?
Halfway, yes and no.
Okay, so look at the things in common with the things that do exhibit that, and look at the other stuff and say, hey, I'm a serious full-time real estate agent that intends to have an awesome business, and therefore I can't do that crap anymore. Right? If you want something that you're not used to having, you're going to have to do something you're not used to doing.
Right.
Right? Okay. So you guys have a real estate license. You've committed to the #1 training and technology firm in the world. You've also committed to working with Candace and I every single day. And we are very grateful for that, by the way. Now it's time to go out and do the right stuff every day. Right? Make sense?
Yep.
All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. Appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.